it's not just a tower defence game. Sometimes when people read about it they go, oh no, tower defence game. There's loads of tower defence games, yeah, and most of them are rubbish, and yeah, we know that. So it's not just a kind of like typical tower defence game at all. It's a weird hybrid of tower defence and whatever game Gratuitous Space Battles is, which is quite hard to explain. The reasons it's not just a normal tower defence game. Firstly, you can play defence or attack. I know there've been some games, normally Warzone, I think it's called, where you play the other side of it, and you can do that in this game. So that's kind of been done. Although here you can be both. You can, on the same map, rather than just play, you can like attack or defend, and the AI will kind of play the other side of it. The other thing is, in tower defence games, the attacking AI is almost always just a script that here's 3 tanks, here's 4 infantry, here's 2 mechs or whatever. And this game supports that, but it also supports an adaptive AI that tries to kind of adapt to whatever you're doing. So if you're placing a particular type of turret, it will kind of realise that, and it will attack with units that hopefully are a bit of a counter to that. So you can't just learn the script and hey, I've beaten that level. You can do that, but then you can go back and you can play with adaptive AI. So that's one thing that's different, your attack and defence. Another thing is you can edit the units. It's not like you've got 6 turrets and you can upgrade them. You can design as many turrets as you want, or as many tanks or mechs or types of infantry as you want. Because just like in GSB, you are sort of dragging modules about and combining them and designing your own perfect army with loads of different units in. There's sort of no limit on how many different ones you can have. So there's an enormous amount of flexibility there. There's an enormous amount of freedom to design whatever you want. And also that's not just from a technical point of view and a simulation point of view, it's from a visual point of view. So if you want World War II-ish looking tanks that are sort of pink and luminous green camouflage patch, you can have that. And I'm sure lots of people will. But that means that your army is going to look like your army. It's not just exactly like anyone else's, hopefully. When you play the challenge stuff, which is the next thing, you'll encounter an army that actually looks like it's someone else's. And that's the other thing, that there's the online challenge system like we had with GSB, where you put together your units and your collection of them and this, that and the other, and you can upload that. Now, this is quite complicated because you can either design a map, because there's a built-in map editor, which I think is going to be one of the best things about the game, because it means anyone can upload a map, and it's hopefully really easy to do. It's really easy to upload it and everything, and hopefully the editor is really easy to use. So I'm hoping a big chunk of people who play the game are going to go, oh, that map's good, but that would be better if there was an extra path that went here, or if that path joined up there. And it's trivial to do that and then post that online. Now you can look at this 2 ways. Either it's extra maps or it's extra deployments and units and enemies for the existing maps, and you can do this in any way you want. So if you design a custom map, you can then save it and play on it against the adaptive AI as a single player thing, and that's great. Or you can post it online, and then other people can come along and download that. They've then got a new map, they've got your map that you've designed, and they can play attack or defence against adaptive AI, or they can play against your recording of you attacking. So in that case they have to play defence. I know it's horribly complicated, isn't it? It shouldn't be, but there you go. And therefore they're playing against the units you designed, and they're being deployed against you when they deployed them. So it's effectively an asynchronous multiplayer tower defence game with customizable units and a built-in map editor, where you can play on either side, which spans from World War I to the future with mechs and lasers. That's not a very short elevator pitch, as they say, but thankfully I'm a true indie, so I don't give a damn about that because I don't have to pitch it to any publisher at all. And that's basically Gratuitous tank battles. I broke one of my tanks. I broke my Tiger tank. My Tiger tank, one track doesn't go round.